It does have legs.
What type of monster is that? Do y'all see that right now? Are we looking at the same thing right now, y'all? What is that? That the Loch Ness monster on land? Like, I'm so
also
confused
turns
right now.
green. If I was a biologist, I would love to get my hands on this thing and figure that out.
Tell them bring that shit this way. We gon' see what matters say. Got my wig on probably.
Alright, top 5 cryptids caught hiding in the snow, man. That's the video we reacting to today. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. We finna get lit in this video, you know what I'm saying? So, if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure y'all boys leave a like and subscribe, man. But let's get into it, you feel me? And this is actually interesting because I never seen a title like this, top 5 cryptids caught hiding in the snow. Imagine if y'all seen something like crazy in the snow. Like, what would y'all do if y'all seen that? Like, I don't know, but we finna get into it right now, man. No cap.
Hello, my delightful little ghouls and goblins. Hope you're staying warm out there. I'm Taylor, your casual crypt keeper. As if you didn't have enough reasons to stay inside when it's cold out, maybe these 5 horrifying mythical creatures will convince you to keep your socks dry. Throw another log on the fire and get ready for the top 5 cryptids caught hiding in the snow. Let's dive on in. Now, I tried to pick some obscure ones for this video, so let me know down below if any of these mythical monsters were totally new to you, or if you're a certified expert and this was all old hat. Number 5, Snow Wasset. Coming up first on.
Oh, they started off with the little overlays getting scary already. All right, let's see.
Our list
Snow
of
Wasset, what is that?
Critters is the Snow Wasset, a fearsome, legless little cryptid and a local one to boot, so I had to include it. Anything that comes from the greater Canada area is a big deal for me. It winters by the Great Lakes and the Hudson Bay, and in the rest of the year crawls up to Newfoundland and Labrador. Totally the wrong time of year, buddy. You gotta go to Newfoundland in the winter for Jake's dinner. Anyway, a Snow Wasset is like a weasel. It's a long, furry creature, except it has no legs. Except in the summertime, where it does have legs.
What type of monster is that? Do y'all see that right now? Are we looking at the same thing right now, y'all? What is that? That the Loch Ness monster on land? Like, I'm so confused right now.
Green. If I was a biologist, I would love to get my hands on this thing and figure that out. That particular part of the lore of this creature is really fascinating to me. Why would a creature shed its legs like baby teeth? What cruel joke of evolution is that? It's like a mammal sandworm. Anyway, I gotta move on. When it's in its legless, winterized form, it burrows deep beneath the snow and ambushes its prey by surprise and drags them into the frozen underground. Absolutely horrifying.
So this is interesting. I'm guessing that actually they mean that these entities are actually in the snow.
Legless, furry little snake is not pleasant by any definition. A wasset is said to be 4 times.
I don't know if this is like a theory.
40 times as hungry, requiring a vast amount of meat to keep it sustained. Doesn't shed enough calories shedding those legs. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm so hung up about this, my ghouls, but I am. Maybe it's because there's not actually that much.
It's probably just all mythical stuff, to be honest. Just by the way the drawings look and the idea of cryptids hiding in the snow, yeah, I think this is all mythical stuff, but we're gonna figure out when we watch the rest of this.
Me is they turn green and have no legs, so I'm gonna keep banging on that. And hey, when it's this cold outside, what do you really need to go out for? Stay inside, order some food, turn the heat
bro,
up,
I'm in the crib with some coffee, man. No, I'm just playing.
Top 5 scary for the rest of the night. And while you're there, maybe think about tossing a subscribe your way if it's not too much trouble. Number 4, the Nucklavi. Coming up next on this list is the Nucklavi, a cryptid that I had never heard of before researching for this video. So I hope it's new to you too, and you get to learn something cool. The Nucklavi is an old Nordic myth, a demon of the sea, appearing as a horrifying.
Here they go talking about demons.
Demonic,
let's see.
Part horse, part man, part thing hybrid. Seriously, this thing is disgusting. It looks like somebody glued a bunch of leftover horse parts and man parts together, and it's
what is that?
Seamless, leaving its exposed flesh to all.
This looked like the thing Kratos fought in like God of War 3.
McDonald's chicken nuggets, you know? The Nucklavi is said to be trapped in the sea during the warmer months of the year, and then
this look like Poseidon from that game God of War 3. It's one of them God of Wars. If y'all know, Kratos fights all the gods and stuff, and one of them is Poseidon, and he turns into like a horse, like in the sea, like he controls the sea. That's what that thing looked like right there. But I think all this stuff is mythologies, but we just gotta figure out,
exposed flesh to all the elements to see. Kind of looks like one of those behind the scenes video of how they make McDonald's chicken nuggets, you know? The Nucklavi is said to be trapped in the sea during the warmer months of the year, and then come winter is set free to wreak all kinds of havoc. This thing is pure evil, destroys just by
so it come from the ocean?
Part emits toxic fumes just by opening its wretched maw, and this vapor causes crops to wilt, people to fall ill, and drought soon follows after. I see why they keep this thing locked up for most of the year, because it kind of sounds like a royal nuisance. It's thought that the Nucklavi
this video too long.
old Nordic storytellers as a way of rationalizing and explaining away things like drought and plague destroying the harvest. It's much easier to put.
Hold on. Let me turn this. First off, I gotta keep this.
Put a face to your problems, and when that problem is a wretched played horseman, it's easy to get angry at that. When stories of the Nuclevi were told, it was thought to be so evil that its name.
No, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I done heard of stories of like horses, like people on horses actually chasing people, and like it's demonic. Like even Boosie talked about it. He said when he was tripping, he had to like he seen like people on horses chasing them, and it was like actually demons. Like horsemen, if y'all know, it's a lot of mythologies and stuff around that, and we know the demonic powers are real. You know, the spiritual realm is real, so I believe a lot of stuff does happen. But this stuff right here, it does seem like mythologies. I'm not gonna lie, all this stuff seems like mythologies. But I'm just pointing out that a horse and like people riding on horses, but it's dark stuff. Like that's actually. Those things actually happen, and people actually have like stories about them. But
hushed whisper for fears of speaking too loudly of it could attract its attention. Oh, I wish I knew that about 2 minutes ago. I just said its name like 16 times, very loudly. It said that if you're ever to encounter the dread Nuclevi, to find the nearest fresh body of water, this sickly creature of the sea is deathly afraid of fresh water, I guess. You think a creature with all that skin exposed wouldn't like salt water or the cold, but hey, there you go. To each their own. You do you, terrifying skinless monster horseman. Number 3, a Chenu. A Chenu is an Algonquin creature of folklore, a bit similar to a Wendigo, but with some fun regional twists. While both creatures hunt in wooded...
Why this thing remind me of a Yeti right now? That's crazy.
Areas, and are both commonly associated with the wintertime. A Wendigo is usually depicted as
a Wendigo,
stretched out, emaciated monster, whereas a Chenu is depicted as being massive, very furry, and only getting larger and larger the more it eats. Actually, reading that back now, I realize that's not terribly important.
That looked like a fun cartoon. I'm not gonna lie.
Much like a Wendigo, though, a Chenu is thought to have been formerly a man who was turned into a beast, either through their greedy ways, refusing to feed the starving, or for those who give in to the darkest of temptations and consume human flesh willingly. A Chenu is described as looking like a cross of their own flesh missing, possibly self-inflicted. They cover themselves in the forest, hiding themselves with leaves.
I wonder what's the background behind this art that they made. I know that giants were real. If you read the Bible, the Nephilim, they were real. They call them the men of renown, but you know, however you say that word, but we're gonna get back into
snow, pine needles, until they look like a horrible lint roller of the woods that walks upright. Interestingly, unlike a Wendigo, it's thought that the process of turning into a Chenu can actually be reversed. Some good news. In some folk tales, the way to cure a Chenu is a special medicine that can cause them to vomit up their frozen heart and vomit up the flesh that they've consumed, causing the afflicted to return to their human form in a sight that is no doubt disgusting for everybody. But if this isn't possible, if you don't have the...
That's disgusting, bro. I hope nobody eating watching this. I'm not gonna lie, that's disgusting.
You can also get it to eat salt, which will apparently melt it from the inside. Poor Chenu. You're forced to live a tormented existence as a snow monster, isolated from your former friends, doomed to hunt.
Now, all these fairy tales and mythologies, man.
The darkest meat available, and you can't even order a little bit of salt for your dinner, eating a totally flavorless diet. I got nothing but sympathy for you, Chenu. Number 3, Kamataichi.
But this dude think this funny, bro. This dude really think this funny. This is not funny.
What each culture's cryptids look like, you know? Each culture has cryptids,
Kimitachi.
on it. Whenever I get to make these videos, I learn all sorts of really cool mythological stuff that I never heard of before. And I sincerely hope you get that out of these videos too. I never heard of this next one, the Kamataichi, but I am obsessed with it now. Coming to us from Japan, this yokai, which is like a Japanese...
Is that a thunderbird? Eagle and like mixed with an eagle?
appears like a weasel, except with razor-sharp, sickle-like claws, like a real-life sneeze.
Thought it was a bird. You can't blame me.
I'm actually amazed there's no Pokemon directly based on a Kamataichi. They seem like perfect for it. They have spiny fur, similar to a hedgehog, like prickly little needles, but they bark like a dog, and their claws could not be any sharper, and they're sickle-shaped. And also, a lot of depictions of them are downright adorable.
Wait, so it's an ISO speed? It's a mini ISO speed? What the heck?
Really lightweight, and have learned how to ride the currents of the wind to travel. They honestly sound kind of like radical in like a California surfer way. The legends of the Kamataichi come out of the Chubu region of Japan, when vicious cold winds were so powerful they would cut people down directly. And these legends would take the form of the spirit called the Kamataichi, which was the winds themselves as this furry little miscreant. It would attack at your legs, causing you to fall down, exposed and helpless, while it sucked at your blood. It's said that no blood occurs from their woundings because of this, as a Kamataichi moves so quickly and sucks it all up. That's almost considerate of it, doesn't leave a stain. These creatures move
Whoa, Oh, that's what.
Apparently completely invisible to the naked eye, appearing as nothing more than a sharp, freezing wind on your skin. Amusingly,
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, the spiritual realm is real, man. I've been telling people this.
there's some debate whether or not a Kamatachi's true origin is actually nothing more than a silly pun. There's a stance samurai would use called a Kamatachi, translating loosely to sword stance, which would explain, you know, it's a sharp thing. I don't know where the stance comes in, but it's sharp. However,
Turn this light down.
throughout Japan, throughout many regions, all telling stories of creatures that drive the wind and attack humans, and the sickle weasel remains among the most popular and among the most adorable. Sorry, Kamatachi, you are just so cute. If anybody knows where to get like a stuffed toy of this little guy, please comment under the video. I need to know. Number 1, the Yeti. Coming in at the number
I know this dude ain't serious, bro. I know he not talking about getting the stuffed animal or this stuff. I know this dude not serious. Even if it's a myth, I'm straight. I'll pass on that.
the mountain, the Yeti. I mean,
The Yeti.
possibly taken the number 1 spot on a list about winter cryptids. Maybe
Hey, who would y'all rather encounter, the Yeti or Bigfoot? Let me know in the comments, man.
Rangers. Does he count as a cryptid? I guess he was. Maybe he's more like a mutant. Anyway, a Yeti is an American manufacturer
A blue Yeti mic.
of outdoor products such as ice coolers, vacuum insulated drinkware, and oh no, what's? Oh, I'm reading the wrong one. So, sorry. Let's do that again. A Yeti
Hold on.
refers to an ape-like creature thought to live in the mountains in the Himalayas, standing upright like a man and walking on 2 legs, and is usually
Hey, we never know for real, man.
feet tall, with long arms, broad feet, and long brownish hair and sunken eyes. It kind of sounded a bit like me, to be honest. While it's pretty common to draw a Yeti as just being like a big, giant, white gorilla, they're actually pretty different, and most traditional depictions of a Yeti color it with darker fur. They're probably one of the oldest cryptids out there that's still talked about so fondly, with stories of Yetis going all the way back to 326 BC, when Alexander the Great sought out to capture one to see for himself while he was conquering the Indus Valley, although he was told that no Yeti could survive at an altitude low enough to meet him, and Alexander wept, for there were no more Yetis left to conquer. It's got several names. It's sometimes called a Sasquatch, or in the West, it's
I just want to know who came up with this idea of Yetis and all these mythologies and all that stuff, man. I just want to know who came up with this stuff, and is it real or is it all just their imagination? Is it demonic? Like, I just want to know what it is. Who came up with all this stuff?
the term by British officers who were stationed in the Himalayas, as no natives to the region call it that. The name Yeti possibly comes from the Tibetan words Yete, meaning a man-like animal, or from Meti, meaning bear in some Nepalese and Tibetan dialects.
Or it could be a person in a costume. Who knows? It could be anything for real.
Good bit of sense, as it's thought that a number of Yeti sightings over the years that led to it being such a widely recognized cryptid could actually just be bear sightings being mistaken in the frosty air. In fact, there's a theory
Could
Yeti
be.
sightings are from hybrid polar bears that had bred with grizzly bears, which has been recorded to happen, just not really
Also, didn't know a Yeti was a cryptid.
kind of up in the air. In Sherpa tradition, it's said that a Yeti is a powerful, mystical being, and a Yeti can choose to whom it will make itself visible to, choosing to
If it that sounds a lot like a demon, I'm not gonna lie. All them things you just described,
only
yeah.
appear to those who believe in it. So if you're ever trekking the Himalayas and worried about an attack, here's a little advice for you: just don't believe in it. Although there are a good number of people
Don't matter. It don't matter. You might not believe in an earthquake, but it's still gonna happen, you know.
an intelligent enough species that just want to be left alone to their own devices, living peacefully in the mountains. Not so abominable after all.
Man, you don't know nothing about no Yetis.
Stay warm.
Well, that was it. Hey, that was it for that video, man. I hope y'all enjoyed, man. Like I said earlier, make sure y'all like and subscribe, especially if y'all enjoyed that reaction video. Let me know if y'all want more reactions, what type of videos y'all want to see. For now, I'm going to be reacting to other videos like this, man. But I'm going to also leave a comment, as long as I remember. What would y'all rather see in the wilderness? A Yeti or Bigfoot, man? Which one would y'all rather see? Personally, I'd rather see none of them. But I think the Bigfoot might be more scary than the Yeti. But they both blend in. So, yeah, none of them, it wouldn't be good to encounter either of them. I'm not going to lie. But hope y'all enjoy, man. And I'm out.
No sleep, thank you for seeing me. So much it mean that I can live it.